Hello and welcome to the Bon Ree Show on this brand new station. We will be talking about many different controversial subjects on this show. And on the station, the brand new station, we will have many different presenters talking about many different subjects, some of them controversial, some of them nice and easy going, like hair, makeup, clothing, food, and whatnot. So on the Bon Ree Show, we mainly have we have a breakdown of every day. We will talk about different subjects. So like on a Monday, we will talk about the EU. On the Tuesday, we'll talk about the financial mess that Ireland is in. On Wednesday, we will talk about Islam. And we have an amazing guy who knows all about Islam, who grew up as a Christian in Iran. And we'll introduce him on a Wednesday. He's a fantastic guy. So every day that we have these subjects, we have experts on the subjects who's either lived through it or worked in the EU, UN. So on Thursday we will talk about the UN and NATO. On Friday we will talk about Ireland and the mess we're in. On Saturday we will cover all stories. And Sunday we'll have a discussion on the family and how it's important to keep our values on these dark, stressing, frightening times that we are living in. It is really is a scary day, scary dark days that we are living in. And that old expression comes to mind, ignorant is bliss. And maybe we all would be better off being ignorant. Or, I don't know, is it better to be ignorant or to wake up and to see? And I think most people in Ireland really need to wake up. Well, we're all being told to focus and concentrate our attention on the coronavirus. And not that that's not a serious thing and not a frightening thing, but while that's happening, Turkey have opened their borders to lots of different Islamic countries on the Greek border. They have threatened, blackmailed, and now sent in their Islamic invasions into Europe. And what does Europe and the EU, most of the Western world do? No, they don't fight back and, tell people this is very dangerous. These are mainly men, not the fake. They give you fake stories of children and women crying and knowing that they're fake. They pose them. They make up stories. This is complete, what Trump says, fake news. This is absolutely deliberate lies. Like that lie about that boy who drowned on the beach. That baby child that millions of photographers all over the world came over and took pictures of. And around that time, 13 Irish travellers died in a fire. Barely any story. One fake story went worldwide on pressure to take in these fake migrants. Majority are men, young men, 20s to 30s. Some of them are faking their identity so they can go into schools. Men who come from an ideology that is very dangerous for women and children. And the EU, Europe and most of the Western world know this. The people who are putting this and allowing this happen know this. They don't care how many women and children are raped and murdered around Europe. They really don't care. This all could be stopped and could have been stopped a long time ago, but they don't want it. And ask yourself why they don't want it. It's easily stopped. They don't have to put up with this. Now, German come in, and this is typical, a head from the EU comes in, a German, and he tells that the Dáil is not diverse enough. And this gives you an idea of their mindset. That it's too Irish. Your own government is too Irish. We don't like anything that has a strong Indigenous race in it. We want the collapse of all Indigenous races. Not just Ireland, every European country. So you don't know where people come from. It's a really terrible time. So millions. The Turkey leader tells Europe to expect millions of migrants via the Turkey border. As he opens his border, because he wants an Islamic Europe and he wants to be the head of it. And he very much sees that as his future, and probably has always done since he's been in power. And he's pretty much open about that. That's how he sees that. As he says himself, Islam is Islam. He cannot stand the term moderate Islam. He believes Islam is Islam. And a lot of Muslims do believe that. It's just the appeasers and the people who want to lay down their life and pretend it's all the same. They don't like that term. But a lot of Muslims will say Islam is Islam. There is not two Islams. There's not two Qurans. There's not two Sunnahs. There's not two Hadiths. It is all the same. Well, there's a few Hadiths, but the main one that they run by is all the same. It's not like they have different ones. So, anyway, so that's what he wants. He wants an Islamic Europe and believes he will be the head of it. So thousands gather at the Greek border and the Greeks have started fighting back. And would you blame them? But no, they get condemned, the Greeks, and being told all bad things. But why? For defending their country. And the rest of Europe are told, right, you have to take in the rest of these fake refugees into your countries and put your women and your children online. For what? We don't know yet, but that's what we're told we have to do. For whatever reason, we have to put up with this invasion. We have to take these invaders, there is no other word, and we have to take them in, and we should give them money and give them our houses first and give them our food first and give them whatever they need, because they have the gold card of sympathy for whatever reason is going on. So anyway, Merkel fights back, the Turkey leader. I mean, this is only words. I think she's probably done a deal with them. I think Germany's quite dodgy. She says nobody has the right to blackmail or intimidate the EU. Odd. Really. Like, that's completely what she was trying to do when the UK were leaving. But anyway, so these fake refugees are coming in with Soros cards, actual credit cards. It's quite scary. So it's all been planned. And planned for a long time. A very long time, this invasion into Europe. An Islamic one, because it's probably the best way to control the masses. But this all could be controlled, but it doesn't. You have to ask yourself, they don't want to control it. Because they're allowing this happen. And Turkey have threatened the EU because they were asked to follow some basic human rights. I wouldn't even ask they were to follow too many, but just basic ones. So he's been going threatening to flood Europe for a while. He asked for more financial support, more blackmail money, and he was offered another billion among the 6 billion he was given in 2016. This is an invasion without a war. And the EU are doing nothing. And NATO enables this attack on Europe. Why is Turkey allowed to be in NATO? It's all very odd times. So NATO pretends to protect Europe against the Russians, as if, they're the real threat. It's like, I don't think the Russians have any interest in Europe. In fact, I'd probably prefer if they bloody did, rather than Islam and Turkey. But, that's the way it's the Islamic appealers for money. They don't care. They really don't care what lives they're putting in danger in Europe, and that it's strange. The only people that are anyway interested in fighting this and controlling this is Poland, Hungary, and increasingly Austria. They're the only ones who are awake to this invasion or interested in protecting their countries and Europe. The Balkan states are the only ones that are stopping this invasion and putting all their past arguments, their old rivalries aside and cooperating with one another. And this could be stopped if there was a bit of help from them. But Germany, you have to ask yourself why. Germany it is. But it is Germany again. The enemy within is stopping them. They won't allow them to take care of this matter swiftly and efficiently. They say it's because of the human rights of the invaders. Time and time again, it's just been seen all over Europe. So anyway, welcome to the show. So these are the type of the subjects that we will be talking about. Not that I don't think coronavirus is a huge danger. I absolutely do. And we'll go into that on another. We should probably have a day of talking about health. But at the moment, the Turkey invasion into Europe, that's barely even been spoken about on the news. And the only ones who are interested in fighting are Poland, Hungary, and the Balkan states. You've got to ask yourself why, and why Germany is stopping them protect their country. It's very, very odd. The whole thing is very odd. So, maybe Germany has done a deal with Turkey that they will allow them become the leader and have an Islamic rule into Europe under the EU and Germany. But Germany has been with Islam for a while. You think of the Ottoman Empire, Germany had its hands in that. You think the Second World War, Germans were hiring imams and different Muslim groups to fight because they had one common enemy, the Jewish. So, it's not the first time Islam, Turkey and Germany are together. So it is scary, interesting times. So these are the type of subjects we will be talking about. So you're very welcome to the news station and the show. So thank you so much for listening. And we will be talking tomorrow about, we will be talking about the finance tomorrow, Ireland's finance and its mess of where we are going and why we are so stuck into being the happy little slaves of Europe. So tomorrow we'll have a discussion about Ireland and our financial mess and our government and the happy slaves of Europe. Thank you so much for listening on The Bon Rie Show.